Kimberly, and welcome back to Yummy Zen and the YZ Network. And today we're getting wise about fitness and Pilates and an ab workout. So I'm going to show you a 10-minute ab workout that's simple and it's clean, it's fun, and it's effective. And I say that it's clean because it's really about the quality of the movement versus the speed or the quantity. So pay attention to the little cues and the little tips that I give you about your breath and how to really control the movement and where to activate from, because in Pilates, that's what it's all about, okay? So it's all about the movement, the quality of the movement, and the execution of the movement. So if you're new to Pilates, I'll explain everything from A to Z, so don't even worry about being new or just getting started. That's what this workout is about, okay? So we're gonna start out, grab a set of hand weights. Just 3 to 5 pounds is perfect. And we're just gonna grab one of the hand weights to begin. And I'm gonna angle myself here. I'm just at an angle so you can see me well. And we're gonna start sitting up on our sits bones, as I like to say, nice and tall with a flat back. And I'm going to pull my heels in slightly towards my buttocks. A little tip is the further away your heels are from your buttocks, so the further out your leg is, it'll make it a little bit easier to begin with. As you pull that heel in closer and that bent knee becomes tighter, it's going to be more difficult to execute this movement. So I'd say start out with the heels a little bit away from the buttocks, your knees about hip width apart, and your arms straight out, pressing your shoulders down. Make sure you're not shrugged up. Just relax and keep your shoulders down. And then we're going to just segue back. This is called a roll up. So we're just going to roll down to begin through our lower, middle, and upper. And a big exhale to start the movement. Remember that everything's in alignment. Your head and neck are in alignment with your spine. And we're just going to exhale to come up. Big, deep breath. All the way up, okay? So you want to come to a nice straight back, and then really starting with your navel, pulling your navel in towards your spine, pulling the lower back towards the ground, pressing that in, middle and upper back to straight positioning. Remember, you can pull your heels in to make it more difficult, pull your heels away to lessen it, to lessen the intensity, and come back up, exhale, and lower back down, and keep going. Good, so I'm going to stop for there, stop for now. With that, you would probably do about 2 sets of about 10 to 12 reps, and that would be a really good way to get your whole abdominal cavity warmed up. We're going to be working all 3 layers of your abdominals. You've got a very superficial layer that we usually just work with crunches, with traditional crunches. Well, in Pilates, all of these exercises are working the middle layer and the inner layer, and so we're really working the inner core, that activation point of your abs, and we're creating true core strength right down deep, as well as defining your whole abdominal cavity and making it so that you're strong all over. I'm going to show you each exercise targets a different area, so I'll tell you with each exercise what we're targeting. So that was just a warm-up for the whole abdominal cavity. Now we're going to work on some more superficial crunches, but they're done Pilates style. So just grab another weight, grab your weight, and we're going to hold that weight out straight, and we're going to roll back down again. And I'm going to place one hand behind my head and pull the heels in closer to the buttocks. Now a nice bent knee, and still you're about hip width apart. And I'm just going to pull the shoulders completely off the ground. And in an isometric hold that's in a complete contraction, lifting both shoulders off, keeping the head and neck relaxed, I'm just going to pulse that weight up towards the top of that knee. With a breath on each movement, and then lowering back down. Then I would switch and do the other side. One hand behind your head for support, and then isometric hold, little pulses. And you would keep going on and on, probably about 10 reps on each side, and like I said, a couple of sets. And believe me, you will feel it. Those abs will be a little bit sore after you finish a couple of sets. So from there, there's this great exercise that I think you're gonna love. So this is gonna really work that seam right down the center through your rectus abdominis. And we're gonna lay all the way flat back down, so all the way down. And you wanna make sure that you're gonna get rid of that negative space underneath your spine. So you really wanna make sure that your navel is pulled in towards the floor or towards your mat. Pull that navel in towards the spine. Pull the pelvis up. Drop the legs down. Okay, so no negative space, no curvature. We're really going to protect the lower back here. Take those one weight in each hand. Take those weights and extend them out to the side. And as we close the weights in towards the center, we're going to lift one leg up into the air with a big exhale. And lower back down. Inhale as you go down through the nose. Exhale through the mouth as you come up. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Keep going. Okay, so the key to these, if you get stuck and you're only coming like halfway off the ground, make sure to really pull your breath through the belly and all the way push it through the mouth. Okay, so let the air fill up through the belly and push it through the mouth, and that's really going to help that movement close in. That movement is super effective. You'll see a definition right through the center of your abdominals, and it's really great to do one set in the middle of your workout and one set at the end after your entire abdominal cavity has been overloaded and exhausted, because that's really just, it's like a defining movement, and it's really going to seal in that definition, and you're going to really you'll feel the results happening, and then you'll see them. So I love that exercise. I hope that you use it and that you love it too. So moving on from there, we're going to work our obliques a little bit, and that's just the sides of your waistline, okay? So we all want a nice slender waistline. And with Pilates, a lot of the movements are about lengthening. We're strengthening and we're lengthening at the same time. So you want to think long and lean. So we're going to grab one weight. I like to pair weights with my Pilates abdominal series because it helps the effectiveness, okay? It adds a little bit more of a challenge onto your workout. And then with exercises like the roll-up, it also helps anchor you, okay? So it can help be a stabilizer as well. So let's scooch back and small of the back on the ground again. And then one hand behind your head, left hand behind your head, right arm overhead straight out with the weight. And we're just going to extend the left leg out, kicking that foot up to the ceiling. As we extend the right arm up, only the right shoulder comes off the ground. And inhale back down, exhale up. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And you want to make sure only the right shoulder is coming off the ground, okay? Nothing else. You want to make sure that both of those hips stay down. Both hips are anchored, especially that opposite hip. Don't let it roll up and over. That's improper format. So then you would do 8 to 10 or 10 to 12 reps, and then you would switch sides and extend. Now it's the left shoulder coming off the ground, reaching towards or beyond that right ankle, and using your breath. Good job, everybody. Great. So you would continue on, complete your sets. And now we're going to work the lower abdominals. So the lower abs, we sometimes neglect. We forget about them. But as women, we always have to make sure that area is very strong, because after we have babies and all of this, our muscles get much weaker in that area. So I'm going to show you 2 exercises to help the lower abdominals. And the first one, you do want to grab your weight again, grab on either end, and we're just going to scooch down. I'm going to pull my knees into the chest, okay? And pull that weight right over the knees. And I'm going to just pull the shoulders off the ground. Big exhale up. And then we're going to extend the legs straight out into the air, okay, without lowering. And just lowering the head, neck, and shoulders, relaxing without arching the back. No arching. There's no space under here. So crunch it in. Exhale. So I usually take a breath, since you're working on both parts, it's really taking a lot of strength to crunch up, but it's also taking a lot of energy and strength to hold your legs out there. So I usually breathe on the crunch, inhale as I start to spread the legs out, and then as I hold out here, holding the legs out, another exhale. Inhale as I come up, exhale, crunch, inhale as you pass in between, exhale, hold. So good job. Those are hard, and I would say challenge yourself at the beginning to just do about 8 to 10 reps until you can build up and do a couple of sets, okay? But the most important thing is keep that upper back, head, neck, and shoulders relaxed and on the ground. Same thing here. You want to just release your weights and press your hands down by your sides, protecting your lower back, and we're going to turn out the feet, turn out the knees, like this is called a frog in Pilates, and create a first position with your feet. And we're just going to push the heels towards the front of the room, squeezing the inner thighs together, keeping the head, neck, and shoulder relaxed and the head in alignment with the spine, and try not to arch the back or scrunch the shoulders off the ground. Leave them relaxed, and then retract the knees back in. And all the work is coming on the push and the hold. Exhale, retract, inhale through the nose, exhale, push. And sometimes you can just place your hands on your lower abdominals. Make sure that you're doing it correctly. Make sure there's no space underneath. If you start to feel your shoulders or your head or neck coming off, remember, just relax. Let the lower half of your body do all the work. And exhale, release, inhale, retract. Really good job, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me today. Let's just scooch around and do a little stretch. So we're just going to place the hands right underneath our shoulders and nose dive down, cobra right up, looking up to the ceiling, stretching the abs. Good, and I like to place one elbow bent and one shoulder in to stretch the obliques. And then the other side, same thing, stretching the obliques. Good, and then press it down and pull the knees in. Pull your buttocks back towards your heels and take a nice lower back stretch. Reach those arms out, drop your head, and then slowly roll it up and give yourself a little round of applause. Nice work today, and I hope that you'll join me again for the next fitness and Pilates segment on the YZ Network. So take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye.